Hey, I'm Kim from thatsweetraw.com, and this video is for you if you have ever thought or uttered the words, "My voice just sounds the same on every song." Or if you firmly believe that your voice is only suited to certain styles. Or that you perhaps think it sounds a little bit bland or a little bit monotone or just a bit boring. And I want to say that none of these stories about your voice have to be true. They're not true. It's not that your voice doesn't have the ability to be captivating and colorful and goosebump giving. It's that there are factors that are getting in the way of that. And I'm going to share 4 of them with you today. Number 1, you're listening only in black and white. And what I mean by that is that most of us are taught to listen to songs and get information about voices in a very certain way. We analyze them for pitch, rhythm, and volume, almost exclusively. And if you think about sheet music, for example, those 3 factors are really all of the information that we're given. But sheet music is simply a way of trying to notate or capture what is heard when the song is brought to life. And so it's waiting for us to add the je ne sais quoi, to add the humanness, right? And so we need to stop listening to singers that we are admiring and songs that we are wanting to create our own covers of in 2D and instead start listening in 5D. So everything that is around those 3 basic factors, because it's what's hiding beneath the pitch and the rhythm and the volume that really gives it that pulse, that special sauce, that aliveness, right? And that is the exact reason that I am running a workshop this weekend on this exact topic called hearing aid. So come along if that is a skill that you want to learn. I'm going to put the link below so that you can sign up. Let's move on to number 2. Once you're able to hear all of the nuance and different tones and colors and textures in a voice, you then need to know what techniques or what shapes are going to assist in recreating the colors that you're hearing or your own version of what it is that you're hearing. And so that's what number 2 is if you don't know where to go from there. So I like to teach technique in a way that highlights exactly what it's useful for. So it's either going to be to work on efficiency or color, which is what impacts the tone. So it could be that you have brilliant technique and technical understanding for the efficiency side of things, but maybe you're not so sure what changes can lead to differences in the tone or in the color. And I'm actually going to do a weekend workshop series on this in May. And yes, those who attend Hearing Aid this weekend will get a discount about what to do there. So first you need to be able to hear it so that you know the bullseye that you're going to be aiming for. So you're not trying to recreate something, hearing it in black and white, but wanting Technicolor. And then you need to know exactly how to bring that to life in terms of the technical side of things, yeah? So that could be the gap that is lying there. Number 3, your perfectionism and or your lack of confidence when it comes to pitch could mean that you are trying to sing versus telling us the story. And this is a big one. So perfectionism and this obsession with getting it right or making sure that it's consistent actually saps the nuance from a song. Because when you're thinking solely about hitting the pitch right, you almost get kind of robotic in the delivery. And it's the same with the idea of consistency. And that's why I talk about consistency with my students in a couple of different ways. Again, we can really make sure that it feels like it's one voice all the way through, but you really want to be able to let the color change because that is what brings it to life. That is what makes it engaging and interesting. So often I will scramble singers' brains about what consistency actually is because nobody wants a song that sounds like it's flatlining. It's also why I try to veer people away from focusing on pitch as soon as they have the ability to sing in tune, because it's only one element of singing and we can get really stuck there. We can start fixating on that, thinking that it's the be all and end all, and then all of this other more expressive part of singing falls by the wayside. And lastly, number 4. It could be that you are thinking the emotions instead of feeling them and then letting them fuel your voice. So this is something I definitely did when I was younger. I would be thinking about the lyrics or the emotion intellectually and then trying to bring that through my voice, which does change the tone a little, but it also feels a bit fake. And so I don't know if anyone here has had that feeling when they're conveying an emotion. You know that you're thinking about it and you're also trying to think about pitch and rhythm and what is the next lyric. And it does feel like this forcing or this squeezing out of emotion. But the magic really happens when you learn to allow yourself to feel an emotion in your body, which is going to bring sensation to life, which can feel a little bit foreign for some of us, and then allow that to color your voice. So it's an act of trust. It requires building trust, just like building muscle memory with technique. And especially if you're someone who likes to feel in control or has a perfectionist streak, this can take time. And you want to build it in safe spaces. So I usually suggest doing it by yourself and then in front of supportive people before testing it out elsewhere, because it's a vulnerable act. If you are genuinely feeling something, if you are remembering something that you've genuinely experienced, and then you are sharing that through your voice, you are allowing yourself to be seen in a totally different way. And that can be scary, that can be really challenging. But this is what really elevates the wow factor. This is what allows people to really feel it from you, because you are feeling it first. You are feeling it while you are creating it. So I hope that this video gave you some insight into the factors that might be blocking you, might be restricting some of this beautiful nuance and color that really brings a song to life. It's not that your voice isn't interesting. It's not that your voice isn't magnetic and emotional. It has that capability. But sometimes we get stuck because of a number of different factors. So let me know below which one of the 4 or which several of the 4 do you think that you are starting to learn more about or starting to uncover. And if you've got any questions, please leave them below in the comments. I would love to support you in any way that I can. And if you think that there's a singer that would find this interesting, share it away with them. I would love to help them too. Have a beautiful week, and I will see you next time.